Alright, let's dive deep into everything that went down at the Dallas Cowboys' first open practice and break it all down in a way that really captures the essence of what's happening with the team. Starting off with Tyler Booker, this is huge news for the Cowboys. Booker is being positioned firmly as the starting right guard, and the Cowboys wasted no time throwing him into work with the first string offense during Tuesday's practice. This is a smart move because it signals confidence in him and cuts through all the usual drama about earning the spot. We all know the guy is going to start at some point, so why wait? Getting him reps early alongside the starters means he can build chemistry with the rest of the offensive line and hit the ground running once the real games begin. There's really no benefit in making him sweat it out with the backups when it's clear he's the guy. This approach is a clear win for Dallas. Moving on to another name making waves. Kyrie Elum, who recently joined the team and immediately showed up strong. At the open OTA practice, Elum stood out by consistently breaking up passes and not allowing any catches downfield. Sure, there were some short completions against him, but that's not necessarily a bad sign. Sometimes that just happens in coverage and isn't a huge concern. What matters is that Elum got significant reps with the first team, which indicates that the Cowboys are seriously considering him for a starting role. The hope here is that a change of scenery will do wonders for Elum. Maybe the defensive scheme in Dallas fits his style better than what he experienced with Buffalo. With key players like Trayvon Diggs and Savon Revel sidelined to start the OTA period, Elum got plenty of opportunity to show what he can do alongside the starters. This means he's very much in the conversation to start week 1. Though things could still change as training camp progresses. The Cowboys traded for him to have insurance on the outside, and he's part of a group that includes guys like Elon Michael Carson and other unknowns, all competing to become reliable starters. The team needs someone solid on the perimeter while they'll wait for Diggs and Revel to get back to full health. Will Elum start in week 1? That's a question on everyone's mind right now. Let's keep the focus on the secondary, specifically the nickel corner position, where there was some interesting action in the first open practice. 2 players really stood out in this role, Don Bland and Israel Muamu. If you hadn't guessed these two as the frontrunners for nickel corner going into OTAs, you would have been surprised because they quickly became clear favorites. Bland, who has experience playing nickel before, seems open to the role even though he prefers playing outside corner. He's probably the best bet if the team's top corners, Diggs, Elum, and Revel, are healthy and performing well. In that best case scenario, the Cowboys would get their top 3 corners on the field with Bland sliding inside to cover the nickel spot. On the other hand, Bland also represents a worst case early option if no one else steps up, so he's crucial. Either way, then there's Israel Muamu, who has the potential to be this year's version of Rico Dowdle, a guy who can seize the opportunity and make a name for himself if he earns it. Muamu isn't getting anything handed to him. He's got to prove it on the field, but when he's involved, good things tend to happen. He consistently shows an ability to make timely plays, which makes him a legitimate contender at nickel corner. So far, Bland and Muamu seem like the top 2 candidates for the role, though the competition is far from over. Interestingly, they weren't the only 2 players getting time at nickel corner in these early practices. Wani Thomas also saw reps in that spot, as well as some safety work. This might be part of a bigger defensive strategy where Thomas shifts down into the box on certain coverages, especially when the team runs single high safety looks or cover 1 concepts. Keep in mind that Donovan Wilson did not participate due to injury, and Marquez Bell is still recovering from shoulder surgery, which opens the door for guys like Thomas to step in and prove their value. Thomas is considered the next man up at safety, and if he can contribute not just on special teams, but also in a hybrid nickel corner safety role, that would be a big boost. He didn't see much coverage work last year, and both he and Bell have yet to get a full opportunity to showcase their skills, partly because of injuries. It felt like a missed chance to not involve them more last season. Thomas is primarily a core special teamer, and while he's not the typical build you think of for a nickel corner, neither is Israel Muamu. Muamu actually resembles a safety, more than a traditional corner, which makes their deployment in nickel roles a bit unconventional, but intriguing. That safety box presence, often referred to as a strong safety role or big nickel, is crucial for run fits and run support. Thomas could fill that role effectively, adding a physical presence in the slot and providing flexibility to the defensive. Backfield. So, early in the season, it looks like Don Bland, Wani Thomas, and Israel Muamu will be the main candidates vying for those nickel reps as the team searches for consistency. Switching gears to the quarterback situation, Joe Milton's experience with the Cowboys is officially underway. From what we've seen so far, it's a mix of ups and downs. Milton's physical tools are impressive. He can run, he can throw deep passes, and he has the arm strength that any team would covet. However, his accuracy remains inconsistent, which is not unusual for a raw developmental quarterback. During these early OTAs, Milton threw a couple of interceptions on back-to-back plays, one off a tipped ball that Buddy Johnson snagged, and another one that Shamar James undercut for a pick in the short to intermediate range. This kind of inconsistency is expected for a young quarterback still learning the ropes. The Cowboys gave up a late-round pick to bring Milton in, and they knew what they were getting, a project with plenty of upside but a lot to clean up. The key here is the process. Head coach Brian Schottenheimer has praised Milton's work ethic, noting he's one of the first guys in the building and last to leave, absorbing the playbook and attacking his development aggressively. The talent is clear, and with Dak Prescott taking on a mentorship role, there's every reason to believe Milton can grow into a valuable backup or even more down the line. His size and physical tools are impressive, but consistency week to week is still a work in progress. He had a great performance in the regular season finale last year, but struggled in the preseason. That's exactly what you expect from a developmental quarterback trying to adjust to a new system and higher level of competition. This preseason will be exciting because, unlike Cooper Rush, who is more established, Milton's raw talent means you'll see flashes of brilliance mixed with rookie mistakes. If the positives outweigh the negatives, the Cowboys will feel good about his progress. There are also some younger players battling for roster spots who caught attention during these OTAs. Jalen Craripa continues to make plays consistently in practices, but his path to the 53-man roster looks extremely tough. He might end up on the practice squad or force the team into tough decisions elsewhere if he impresses enough. Meanwhile, Brevin Sponford, a tight end with a strong frame, is starting to emerge as a promising player. He was described as unstoppable in recent practices, showing ability to get open downfield and make multiple receptions. If he can develop beyond being just a check down option, Sponford could become an intriguing weapon for the Cowboys at tight end. His size and catching ability make him a player to watch as the offseason progresses. Finally, a quick note on the running back situation. Javonte Williams was getting first-team reps early in the OTA period. But as Brian Schottenheimer pointed out, it's May, and there's not much to read into just yet. Running backs don't show their full value until pads come on and the game gets physical. Williams is part of a planned rotation, and it's too early to make any definitive judgments about who will emerge as the lead back. The real evaluation for the running backs will start when training camp begins and the pads come on. Speed and agility will be obvious, but the physicality of the position is key, and that can only be seen once contact starts. For now, the focus is on development and learning the playbook. That covers the biggest takeaways from the first open practice, from the offensive line to the defensive backs, quarterbacks, and skill positions. The Cowboys are already laying the groundwork for the season, mixing veterans with young talent and hoping to build a cohesive unit ready to compete when the games count. The next few months will be crucial to see how these players develop and who ultimately steps up to fill key roles. But before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on the Dallas Cowboys. Feel free to share your thoughts on the news in the comments as well. In a move that sent shockwaves across the NFL landscape, superstar running back Derrick Henry is officially joining the Dallas Cowboys. The announcement comes after weeks of speculation and caps off one of the most significant free agent signings of the offseason. Known for his bruising running style, jaw-dropping stiff arms, and relentless drive, Henry brings not only elite talent to Dallas, but also a renewed sense of identity for a team in search of postseason glory. Henry, a four-time Pro Bowler and 2020 NFL Offensive Player of the Year, leaves behind a storied tenure with the Tennessee Titans, where he amassed over 9,000 rushing yards and 90 total touchdowns. His combination of size, speed, and vision redefined the modern power back. Now, the Cowboys are hoping he can bring that same dominance to AT&T Stadium. Dallas has long been associated with great running backs, from Tony Dorsett to Emmitt Smith, and more recently, Ezekiel Elliott, but the team has lacked a true game changer in the backfield since Elliott's early years. Henry could be the missing piece for head coach Mike McCarthy's offense, especially as quarterback Dak Prescott continues to shoulder the weight of expectations. While the Cowboys boasted a solid passing game led by Prescott and star wideout CeeDee Lamb, the ground game was inconsistent in 2024. Tony Pollard, though dynamic, struggled to fill the RB1 role after Elliott's departure. With Henry in the fold, Pollard may thrive again in a complementary role, allowing the offense to become more balanced and explosive. Beyond stats and strategy, Henry's arrival represents a cultural shift. He's a leader by example, a relentless worker, and a fierce competitor, traits the Cowboys will need as they chase a Super Bowl berth that has eluded them for nearly 3 decades. With Henry pounding the rock behind one of the league's top offensive lines, Dallas suddenly looks more dangerous than ever. As the 2025 season approaches, all eyes will be on Big D. Derrick Henry's presence has reignited belief in Cowboys Nation. Now it's time to see if the King can bring his crown to Dallas. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the Dallas Cowboys, please subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. We always look forward to your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.